Okay, this is piece 85, The Calling of St. Matthew by Caravaggio. And this is the master of Baroque art. And amazing piece here, Calling of St. Matthew. The function of this piece is that it was commissioned. It's the first big commission that Caravaggio got. It was commissioned for the Matteo Contrelli Chapel in Rome, and the the founder of the chapel was named after Saint Matthew. So the commission was to tell the story of St. Matthew. And here's our piece here. Kind of hard to tell from this angle, but he created 3 pieces about St. Matthew for this church designed after a man named Matthew. The context for this is that Caravaggio himself was a very controversial person, controversial in his painting and controversial in his own personal life. Here he is right here as the head of David, or excuse me, Goliath. And here is David who has just killed him. And once you know about Caravaggio's life, you can see why he would put himself in as the Goliath. And this is because he was just a raucous figure. He was often in trouble. From small things like throwing a plate of artichokes at a server to actually committing murder. The last 4 years of his life, he was on the run trying to avoid the penalty of committing murder, and he was on his way to try to get a pardon from the Pope when he died, sadly, alone in 1610. So a bit of a tragic artist. The content of this piece is that this is a painting capturing the moment in the Bible where Jesus, who is right here, has told Levi at the time to follow him. And in the Bible, the lines are, "Follow me," and he arose and followed him. So Jesus is asking Levi to follow him, and this is the moment of the asking, and we're left here to wonder, oh wow, we've caught him in the moment of, should I follow him? Are you asking me? Is it me you want to follow you? It's that moment. So some things to notice about this oil painting are that this hand here of Jesus, mostly Jesus is in the dark in this painting, but the side of his face and his hand really show. And so what is it about this hand? I bet you will recognize it as being the hand of Adam in Michelangelo's painting in the top of the Sistine Chapel. Jesus is considered kind of the second Adam because Adam was created by God and Jesus was created by God. So it's then no surprise that Jesus would have the hand like Adam's here. The other thing to notice here is the setting. This is not some angelic place. Instead, this is a real life setting. It's a tavern where these 5 people are counting the money that has been collected in taxes. And so most people, although there is some debate, think that when Jesus is pointing, he is pointing at this man who is putting his finger in it himself, saying, "Me? Who? Me?" Some people think, "Oh, is Jesus pointing at this guy, and this man, this character is his fingers also pointing? Oh, are you asking about him?" But most people believe that this is the person that Jesus is pointing to, and that's Levi, the tax collector. Okay, so more form here. Caravaggio is noted for always having realism in his painting. So we have this placed in a tavern, which is a very real place. It's not an angelic place, a heavenly place. And he is known for using very normal people, realistic people in his painting. He's also been kind of accused or said to use the hookers and the hustlers of the world in his painting. He paints people in contemporary clothing. If we look over here at this painting by Caravaggio, you can see even the nails of this young man's hand still have dirt in them. So he paints realistically about the real world. Also, in terms of form, Caravaggio is the master of the use of light. And so that's where he becomes then the premier Baroque artist. The use of light creates these moments of drama, of tension. So he didn't have his characters pose during the daylight. Instead, he cast them in kind of darkness and then used the light of in his piece to light or shine on the people. So the light captures his form, the space, and the drama of these scenes. So you can see the light shining through this upper window right here, and it's shining on the face here of Levi. It definitely captures other people's faces, but it really centers on Levi here. We've heard about chiaroscuro, where light shines on parts of people and then darkness is used on other parts. And with the use of the contrast of light and dark, we create the shape of the model. Well, tenebrism is what is being used in this painting of the Calling of St. Matthew. And tenebrism is where we have very dark spaces in the painting. So all of this is super dark, and it's very dark where Jesus is standing. And then the light shines in typically from one source to create a dramatic moment, thus a Baroque moment. So tenebrism is even more intense use of dark and light. And finally, Caravaggio used angle to create this dramatic moment. Here is the picture, the painting without all of the color, and you can just see the lines that are created here, and even the line of the back of the man who is leaning over counting the money. So these lines also they all point here to Levi. And in addition, we have the sword over here that also points up to Levi. So it's creating more movement and more drama in this scene, the calling of St. Matthew. So this is Baroque. Caravaggio is the master of it. Super, super famous.